Hello friends! Welcome to a brand new series. Today we'll be playing Sid Meier's Simgolf. Now this game came out not long after the first Sims game, and it's, as the name suggests, a golf sim. Not many options here. Start new game, continue saved game, sandbox mode, play a championship, select a theme. Themes, not many. I believe there were more downloadable. Standard's probably the way to go because it offers the most options. So we should just go ahead and start a new game. We'll play on moderate difficulty. And I think we should probably begin in the Rocky Mountains because it's the cheapest. As you can see, we have 100,000 simoleons to play with. We could start in Carolina, Northeast America, the Rocky Mountains, or Wales. Scotland hasn't... Scotland costs far too much for us yet. We'll probably go to Scotland eventually. The castle's lovely. But for now, we'll take the smallest area for the smallest price. And we'll get a free hotel, which is actually worth a hell of a lot. The hotel, I believe, costs... I think it might even be 200,000 simoleons. So we're getting a good bargain here by taking the Rocky Mountains hotel here. We're off to Rocky Mountains. Welcome to Jurassic Springs Golf Club. See, dinosaurs. The unexpected passing of your great Uncle Harry has left you in possession of Jurassic Springs. The property includes rolling hills, crisp woodlands, and sparkling waters. However, Uncle Harry was somewhat... Thanks, game. Essentially, he hasn't built any golf holes, and we must use the 50,000 inheritance to create some holes. I was promised a sparkling waters. I don't see a sparkling waters game. Are you lying to me? Either way, right next to the clubhouse, we're going to create our first hole. And it's going to be a nice short par 3. 134 yards. We are, however, going to cruelly pop some sand right around the hole. Now we should level the terrain out for the green, otherwise the ball is not going to stop on it. And I think that's our first golf hole. What we should do while these guys are playing through it is create a couple of benches. Bing has successfully made it onto our first green. Tyrone, however, straight into the sand. And he's going to get a lot of people, that bunker. One of my favourite holes to create is actually a sort of replica of the 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass in... I want to say Florida. I could be wrong there. Either way, the hole is essentially just a tee, a large green, fully surrounded by water, with a little bunker just in one corner. Bing has just paid your first greens fee of 600 simoleons. Golfers pay a fee at the end of each hole. Happy golfers pay higher fees. Unhappy golfers pay less. You know, that would be a good way to get people playing golf. If you had a good round, pay more. Because then you get all the duffers coming in, shooting 110, and paying almost nothing. Like me. I did not mean to create benches there. So Bing made a birdie. And he's quite happy about that. Tyrone almost adequate course. I think not. The course is lovely. You just suck. We'll take a soda vendor to place around the green here, as we'll be taking our second tee somewhere to the right of that. We'll also need a groundskeeper to get rid of weeds. He can essentially cover the entire hole. And that should do it for now, staff-wise. So, first hole complete. We should look at making our second. Our second is going to be a fairly long par 4. And I reckon we're going to have a bit of a dog leg to the left on it. To the right, sorry. Stage left. We can create a tricky green by pressing tab. I don't think that actually worked, did it? Yeah, there we are. That just puts a little bit of a bump in the green. So if you're quite accurate, you know, you can make the good part of the green. If you're not, you might actually just be stuck with the tricky part. What I should do is put some rough in here to get rid of these trees. I like that tree there, but hole 2 is a long 441 yard par 4 with a dog leg to the right. I may now build a putting green. I have enough money for that. And we get an accomplishment. Our first dogleg right hole. As you can imagine, as it says in the bottom right actually, there's also one for dogleg left hole. So that's probably what we're going to do next. There is another one for creating a par 5. So we might try and combine those two and have a hole. It might actually be quite difficult to create a dogleg left here, as there's not a lot of room, but we'll work something out. Again, we will need to flatten the terrain out here. I don't like that being a 5 there. That's probably going to work. We'll actually go up here. That will almost create a basin for us for the hole. There we are. So there's going to be quite a few undulations in the fairway here, and that's probably going to make it incredibly difficult for a lot of the golfers. Thank you, car, that was very necessary. To be fair, it did kind of almost go in time with the music, so I can't really be too angry. But fuck you, neighbours. So we'd like this hole to dogleg to the left. I think what we can do for that then is to have a driving off area going this way. We could probably make this a par 5 actually if we put our mind to it. If we sort of put the green right in the corner here. We'll need to pop some trees up then. No, not there. Okay. The routing does not seem to like the idea of putting Okay, we may just need to have a rethink here. We'll demolish the fairway we've made here. And we'll actually create the green over this way. And that should still give it a dog-leg left. Yes. It's a scenic 494-yard downhill par 5 with a dog-leg to the left. First par 5 hole, first dog-leg left hole. Now all we really need to do here is create a couple of benches in between the holes. Which, given that we have no money, could be a little difficult, but we can just wait out the small amount of time it'll take. To get some greens fees on the go. Hole 1 has been recognised as your first strategic type hole. They need a combination of accuracy and imaginative shot selection. Length is not so important. You'd expect that from a hole that's only 133 yards. I'm sorry if that noise is actually coming through on the mic. I was going to say, I thought that was weeds for a moment, but... Okay, apparently there's some building work going on outside my flat right now. I can only apologise for this. So we have 3,700. We'll create a few benches there, and we'll quickly hire a couple more staff. We'll need one more soda vendor for sort of between holes 2 and 3. And didn't mean to do that. We'll get rid of her. We'll need a groundskeeper. We'll wait for some more money to come in. Now, when the music happens like that, it's because the story's picking up. We're not going to look at stories just yet, because really, with 3 holes, there's not enough room to finish a story. Whenever golfers are particularly happy, they have a chance to further their stories. Stories are 4-part, sort of, sagas, if you will. And, like I say, whenever a golfer feels happy, if both of them in the party are having a good time, they may further a story somewhat. But, like I say, with 3 holes, that's not going to happen. The main reason you want a good story happening on your course is so that, well, when you do, you can obtain free sort of landmarks for your courses. So we have our staff set up. All that's left, I think, is to play a game of golf. Now, I hilariously made our character called Cheetah Forest, but I think it's just going to be Drew. They're single or married. Well, I'm neither, but let's go married, why not? I like to think I'm young. And yeah, that's probably the head that closest fits me. Signature saying has to be, "Hello, friends." Really hard shot. This shit is like Dark Souls. hilarious. Okay. I think the rest of the dialogue's probably okay for us. So, that in mind, we're going to create a character's skills. Now, I'm going to give Drew 100% luck. And I'm going to give him 10% in everything else. That will at least give him the basics to actually play a game of golf. And luck is probably the hardest one to raise naturally. So that's why we've put that at 100. The fact we've got a skill in high backspin shot means we should be able to pop this one straight onto the green. I think we're just on the green there. We're on the fringe, if you will. The game is a little bit broken though. And you're only going to miss long putts if you have no skill in putting. I'm actually in the bunker. Although that looks like it's going close. It's the end of 2001. Cash reserves have decreased, but we still have a positive total, so that's fine. Fun rating 187, skill rating 1.88, and we have 4 members on our course. Here's the Hall of Fame, as it were. We're already on there in 9th. We get a 2 times multiplier because we're playing on normal difficulty. And it looks like it's going to be a par. Arnie, however, nice birdie. And we get a par, as promised. Now, on to hole number 2. This shit is like Dark Souls! Drew's next shot looks extremely difficult. Drew will be thrilled if it finds the green or fairway. Well, it's found the middle of the fairway, so well done, Drew. You've defeated the boss? Oh. Well. Okay, and I think I need to play around with the hills here, because that ball landed about here. However, it actually stopped over here, 75 yards away, because of a small hill. And Ivana Richmond has donated a barn. I think, bearing in mind how difficult this hole actually can be. Well, actually, there's a point. We should pop a sundial over here. And to stop dandelions, we can pop this in between the green and the 3rd tee. So it turns out Arnie's not bad. I'm going to try and bank this one in off the hill. Well, that's not gone horribly. I could have caught a flyer from the rough. Well, it's almost like gorse, really. I could have caught a flyer from that, and the ball could have gone out of bounds. Off the edge of the map is out of bounds, so I have a nice chip for a par. That's not going to go well for me. So it's bogeys for myself and Arnie. What a steep slope. Pause the game here and see. A 3 to a 5. Okay, how's that? Better for you? I am actually going to flatten this green out. I think that'll be lot better that way. Okay. Back to the game. Now, we'd like a right to left shot here. This shit is still like Dark Souls. Caught a nice bounce there. As long as I missed that tree, which I have, that's going to be a long drive. 251 yards, safely onto the fairway. Drew's accurate driver skill improves to 20%. And we obtain an accomplishment for our first skill upgrade. I think we'll put a couple of points into driving and a point into irons. That was an interesting shot there by Arnie. He's definitely got the creativity going. It was a little punch shot onto a hill, and he managed to run it a good 240 yards. I don't see a steep slope. The game might be a little broken there. Not to worry. A screamer, says Arnie. And he's popped it just onto the edge of the fairway here. It's not bad. Now, I don't really have enough power to get this all the way to the hole. So I'm probably looking to put this in about the same place as Arnie. And that's not bad. That will leave me a hill to deal with. Oh dear God. There we are, that's better. No, I can't play a high backspin shot from the rough. That would be crazy. But as long as I get it onto the green, I can two-putt from there, and that should be a par. So approaching the end of the first round, and I think this is where I'm going to end this video. Oh, what a putt that is. 40 yards into the hole. I just made a 120-foot putt, ladies and gentlemen, and my accurate putter skill was 10%. I think the game might be a little bit dodgy. On that note, let's end the video. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you in the next episode of Simgolf. Bye for now.